All right, I'm gonna start off by saying, sorry I haven't posted a video. I just keep posting like just quick time attack sessions, which if you guys enjoy it, you enjoy it. I figure it's just nice when you see just a raw session of what it looks like at the track I go to. So if you do follow me on Instagram, I've definitely posted some more updates there. So I apologize. It's just very easy just to grab my phone and just send something there. But I'm gonna show you what has been going on. If you are not in for me just updating you what's been happening and what I'm working on, then I'll be honest, just probably tune out now. But I'm gonna show you guys where I've been because I haven't shown any videos of any like progress or anything. I am also happy about my 131.5 PB last lap. So some stuff I'm about to show you is gonna maybe not help that time, but help the car out next event. So let's just start here. The fender. If you've been following, this is the wide fender. It is done. I'm totally happy with it. I do need to cut out, just so you can see. I still have the OE fender underneath there. I do need to cut that out eventually. I mean, I really don't to mold it, to be honest with you, but I already did my, if you notice, it's blended in. It's good, it's been blocked. She's good to go. So the intention for this kit, I have some pictures I'll show it on the screen here. I took some throughout, but it's gonna be, whenever I am done with it, it's gonna be two pieces. So one here, this is the top half, and the bottom half, I think the intent will be on the back side of this, there'll be like two studs coming out that I'll glue into the fiberglass or whatever. And then you'll take the fender cut out and it'll have two holes respectively. Let me show you. Garage is a wreck right now for what I've been doing. This is the final one that I'm still working now, but up on this top flange, we'll have two holes in it. So you'll essentially just be able to take this and you will, for lack of better words, do something like that. It'll slide through it, and on the back side you put your two nuts, and then down there you mount to the OEM spot, and that's what it's gonna, I know it's gonna be hard to visualize. I'll get you some pictures eventually. So this, just kind of body work in this. So in case you're curious, that was a 3D printed overlay that I did to the fender, bolted it in. Same thing with this, it's just entirely 3D printed. I just throw some fiberglass on the back, so where the seam was, where the two pieces I printed are, and just some extra stuff so I can actually, you know, body work this a little bit to smooth out any layer lines and stuff like that. Now, if you are curious, I know I didn't post a video on any of that. I have not touched the passenger fender yet. When I go to do that, I will make a video. I'll make a video on me doing the actual top portion and the bottom portion, and then I'll do the molding bit. I have never molded anything, so it's just not really worth it to me to fumble through a video of doing it, I don't think. So I'm gonna finish these two completely. I will get you guys some good pictures and a video of what the driver's side looks like entirely done out of fiberglass. And then I will make a video on start to finish for the passenger side. That said, I'll put a picture up. I know I took one of it before the fender was done, but they're done being body worked. These, you're gonna see, it looks super anemic with what I have on the car right now. Let me be clear, what I have on the car is Koenig decagrams, love the wheel, 15x9 plus 35s, and then I'm running a 10 mil spacer. So it's effectively a 25 mil offset. So 15x9, 25 offset. I'm gonna put the picture up here now, and you're gonna see, it's the photo I think on the left. The wheel is heavily sunken in. It kind of looks eh. That said, the second picture to the right of it is a 15x25 running the 10 mil spacer right now, giving you an effective of a 15x10 with a 15 offset. It fits beautifully. That would maintain me the same clearance that I have on the knuckle. And I'm just stating that just for reasons in case someone's curious of what you can fit underneath there. You can fit a big old wheel. You can definitely fit a big old wheel, without question. So here's what I've been doing. In case you don't follow, again, my Speed Circuit Design Instagram page or anything like that. I think I posted the CRX pages by this point too. But I went ahead and I made some fender ducts, or some bumper ducts. Now, I had bought some a long time ago from EKP. They were great. I still have them, but I never utilized them like exactly what they were for. I kind of like half-assed it, like super half-assed it. And his design is great. I recommend if you want them with like LEDs and stuff like that, they're a great replacement for a factory like look and everything. These, if you look at them, they do not even have provisions for LEDs. It just wasn't what I was going for. I just wanted more of a sleek, big there. And there's the hole. So you can't see the hole, I'll get to it. It's 2 inches. And the reason I went with 2 inches is because that's kind of like the biggest diameter I can fit that goes through that hole to begin with. and there's no hardware on the outside. I did it again just for a clean look. If you go on the back side of it, let's see here, ignore what else, everything else looks like on the back of the bumper here, but it mounts the same OEM tabs. I can show you a picture of it, but it mounts the same OEM tabs. And then here, it takes 5 mil hardware that goes through it. That's all it is. So yes, you could argue pain in the ass because you got to take your bumper off to technically install it and uninstall it. But I'll be honest with you, my car comes apart a lot just for different R&D and stuff I'm doing. But if you have a race car or whatever the case is that you're not gonna, whatever, I mean, just leave it on. You're probably not gonna take that thing off a bunch. Yes, I lost the lights, don't really care. Is what it is. The car primarily sees the track. I drive it to the track, but I still have my corner lights, I have my tail lights, we're good. Now, the ducting. I could have went about this a bazillion ways. I don't, excuse me, love or hate what I did. I'm neutral, trying to pull the bumper back as much as I can. All right, so here's the second radiator. I put some tape on here just to kind of help seal it, but hopefully this shows it. It is a 3D printed piece. I'll throw some pictures up here too that I took before I was there. It's a 3D printed piece out of ASA, same material that the ducts are made out of, and just has like a little snout there. And just running a generic 2-inch hose to that. The oil cooler didn't exactly do the same thing. I built this box out of some 32 thou aluminum, and then I just 3D printed like a cap that I just took some JB plastic weld to it, but same concept. And then I cut the HF winglets a little bit. I don't even really need this in here. The only thing I use it for is to attach my splitter support rods to. But yeah, so this ducting, let me put the bumper back on and we'll get a little quick test piece here. All right, so I bolted the bumper back up. Everything's good the way it should be now. I need to clean everything, but this is sticking out a bit further than usual. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know what that's about. See? Get in there. I removed the little disconnect there for some other stuff in the past, but maybe I need to put it back. But I already kind of did this, but let me show you. Ugh. I'm just doing this so I can turn on the radiator fan. So the mini radiator fan is on right now. I was curious, you know, would any flow go through it? Well, this is the fan. Now, granted, that fan is shrouded on the back, and we have the ducting now. So, oh, I'm an idiot. Wrong fan. Oil cooler fan. This one is not shrouded on the back. And you can see, I mean, that little 4-inch fan arguably is doing a pretty decent job. So the ducting is there, it's functioning. Air should pass through it. Let's get the right fan now. Let's turn. That one probably has a different sound. Now this one is ducted. Let me rephrase this. That one's got a shroud on the back with a 5-inch fan. That one is a 4-inch fan, not shrouded. It's already pulling the bottom in the closer I get. Like, this one will almost suck it in there. Either way, pretty stoked. I should definitely get some good data. Now, if you watch past track days, this last track day, whichever, I want to say this last event was mid-90s. Clean this. There, I hope it's not. It was like mid-90s. And I want to say oil temps got to like, I don't know, 235-ish. Coolant temps saw like 205 or something. The car, coolant-wise, is doing well. Temp-wise, it's good. I'm just trying to make it that much more efficient and that much better. Now, with that said, the better it gets, when we start to get to these winter days, like the last events in November, I need to figure something out here, how to block that off. As of right now, there's nothing stopping anything from going through there, right? And here in New Mexico, man, there is sand. I hate to say this, but I'll probably have to like pull this bumper off, I bet you, after like every event, if not every other event, and just investigate the hose that's going on back there, or jack the wheel up, maybe I have access to it, just to empty out some sand or something. So I didn't really design any provisions to block it off. So I might have to just go the old school method and just put some tape on it. Or maybe design a cap or something that goes in there just for the colder days. Okay, so Last thing I'm gonna do to the car before the next track day is this. Intake temp sensor, there she is. Intake temps get upwards of like high 150s and the car starts pulling timing. Is it pull power? Obviously, yeah. At like 130 degrees, intake temps, I wanna say it pulls out like 1 degree. I gotta look at the Honda data, but I think like 1 degree. At 140, it pulls like 3. At 150, it pulls like 5, right? And it's like on a linear scale. So I just wanna try, just for curiosity's sake, right? It's been done years and years and years. It's been talked about 100 times. That manifold just heat soaks. All of the intake manifolds just heat soak. That's where the sensor is. That's why on the Y8 motors, they eventually went to the intake tube, but they went back to that. So I don't know. What I'm gonna do is I got a little plug. I'm going to weld the bung in here and I'm gonna run an IAT over there too. I'm just gonna run that just to see. I'm gonna leave that one in there just to kind of see what's going on intake temp wise. And last thing, I'll show you on the fender best I can with one hand here. But in the meantime, while I was working on this, I just kind of designed this little guy. Nothing crazy. Someone did message me and let me know, like, if I get the good light here, that this bottom louver, this one right here, is kind of weird looking, and it's because it's not following the path, if you will, or it just looks like it's crooked, and it is crooked because I kind of have these louvers following the path, being the inside radius here, which is of the fender. Now I can adjust that, or maybe it would look a little bit better if, like, you can see right, like there, how it sticks a little closer to that louver than that. Maybe if I got rid of that and made that more flattish, that would do it. But this is what it ultimately, the intent would have been. And I already know, right, it'd be better if the louver could be like this on top of the fender. But if you want a CRX, we have no top. It's very small. I could probably redesign this where it does kind of come up here, but honestly, that's stupid because I don't think it'd work out. It is what it is. So this guy, for all intents and purposes, would be something like that, if it'll stay. You get the idea. Nonetheless, it's contoured to it, just kind of slid down. But I think if I was to install these, these will not go on my fenders because they're, well, those obviously are my handmade ones. It's not the same as OEM. And those big ones, I will probably build fender vents for it, just not at this time. I'm gonna let those be done, get them on the car. OEM fender, I think it'd be cool if I had like a template of just like what this shape was, of just the louvers, that you could cut just that out, and then this would get like panel bonded, ooh, sorry, from the inside. Or I guess you could just lay it to the top here, and I'm just gonna estimate shooting like 6 rivets, right? 4 corners, 2 in the middle, and you'd be done. In case you saw this down there, this is another version. The 4 louver, looks ugly. 5 is definitely the move on it. All right, that's it. I know this is just a talking video. Next track event, I'm gonna try to record everything I can of it. It's gonna be a big event. I'll put the flyer up here. I forgot what it's already called. Suka Circuit, like Motorland or something like that. So there's another organization there called Swim Southwest Motorsports. They do a lot of Spec Miata racing. They do vintage racing. They do a bunch of different stuff. They do a lot of wheel to wheel. It is what it is. Definitely different than Time Attack stuff. So we have 2 different organizations. There's a lot of organizations at the track, but we are having a 2-day event with their organization. So, I'm just gonna film a little bit more than usual. Well, a lot more than usual, because I really don't film a lot except for like my lap sessions. But that event should be pretty interesting with all the different cars that are gonna be out there. My day, I think it's gonna be a little bit slower paced because it's gonna be like, I'm just making the timeline up, but Spec Miatas are gonna race, then Time Attack will go up, then vintage cars will race, and something else goes down, and then something else, maybe some go-karts, whatever the case is. But it'll be pretty cool. That is where I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that maybe I can get consistent 131 lap times throughout the day, and then maybe poke into the 130s. Not touching the car has probably been my best thing. I've just gotten more and more comfortable with it. Buddy Tom and some others. Tom, if you are watching this, obviously I always appreciate you in our chat, just for giving me little tidbits of things I need to try at different turns, and obviously using that and analyzing the aim data and just looking to see prevails. This video is definitely ranting, but if you watched the last video, going on the short straight, going to 4th gear definitely works. 2nd gear is just not, it's just too much. I cannot go to 2nd gear on the hairpins. I tried, the turbo is just ready to eat immediately. Would 255s aid me in that? Probably, but that's not why I'd go to 255s. Other than that, that's it. The Red S2000, hopefully coming soon. Drop the bumper off. That video is not even out yet. I already recorded some of me trying to pull it. I'll just tell you the sneak peek. I couldn't do it. I tried, probably some other methods could have worked, but took it to a frame shop. They're doing it. And then I'm gonna have to do probably a ton of body work on the back end. It should be back next week, so maybe an update video on that. Other than that, appreciate everybody. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything, just throw it down below. And appreciate everybody for watching. Tune in for the next video.